I'm on a mission to review and rank every single episode of Star Wars The Clone Wars, and I'm not stopping until it is done. I'm of course talking about the critically acclaimed 3D computer animated Star Wars anthology series that first aired in 2008 and ended in 2020. Not to be confused with Star Wars Clone Wars, the 2D animated micro series that was released in 2003. I'm watching and reviewing every single episode in the official release order to keep things simple and ranking each episode as I go along. When all is said and done, I'll have a complete and comprehensive ranking of every episode from the entire series. So to make sure you don't miss a single episode, like this video and subscribe to the channel to ensure you stay on this journey with me. There will be spoilers for today's featured episode, so viewers beware. Now, on to today's episode. Today we are looking at episode 8 from season 3 titled Evil Plans. Padme Amidala is preparing for a very important party in order to try and gain a crucial Senate vote. But after R2-D2 fails to collect the Gogan fruit that is used to garnish a Gogan fruitcake, the favorite dessert of the Senator Padme is trying to sway, Anakin Skywalker sends R2 and C-3PO to collect the fruit. The droids manage to purchase the Gogan fruit, but what they don't know is that Cad Bane has been hired by Jabba the Hutt to kidnap C-3PO. Bane sends one of his droids to distract R2 with talk of a droid maintenance center while 3PO is being swept up by the bounty hunter. While R2 is getting a much appreciated service, 3PO is being tortured by Cad Bane, who is trying to find plans for the Senate building in the droid's memory banks. But when Bane discovers that 3PO doesn't hold a single schematic, he realizes that he grabbed the wrong droid and R2 has the plans that he is looking for. Bane's droids head back to grab R2 after he finishes at the droid center, and while R2 initially escapes, after the droids talk about dismantling 3PO since he is useless to them, R2 gives himself up to save his friend. R2 is taken to Bane, who finds the plans that he is looking for, and when he is finished with the droids, he wipes their memory banks and dumps them back on the street, leaving the droids with no knowledge of what just occurred. R2 and 3PO collect the Gogan fruit and make it back just in time for Padme to present the dessert at her party. When Anakin scolds the droids for their tardiness and demands to know what took them so long, the droids reveal that they have no recollection of their day. The end of the episode sees Cad Bane deliver the Senate building plans to Jabba the Hutt, who then rehires Bane, this time to spring Zero the Hutt from his Republic prison using the plans he just acquired. Evil Plans, wow, real original name Filoni, is the definition of unnecessary. I've spent most of this series praising Clone Wars, so the show is long overdue for some criticism from yours truly, and this episode is low-hanging fruit that I really want to rip into right now. This episode is a complete waste of time. Padme's party and the droid's quest to buy some fruit is a cute concept, and it does have some charm, but not anywhere near enough to sustain a whole episode of Clone Wars, which would be fine if it was paired with a compelling narrative to run parallel with. Instead, we have to sit through a plot with Cad Bane that gives us context to an episode from season 1 that we never asked for. Evil Plans is an entire episode dedicated to showing us how Cad Bane got the building plans for the Senate building that he used to plan his attack in the hostage crisis episode from season 1. I didn't need to see this, and I don't think anybody ever questioned where Cad Bane got plans for the Senate building because it doesn't matter. Clone Wars isn't a very long show, so the fact that they dedicated an entire episode to explaining such a trivial aspect of an episode from season 1 in season 3 is honestly insulting. The story behind this context isn't even that interesting. It's just Cad Bane chasing R2 and 3PO through Coruscant. That's it. Sure, we see some backstory that explains why the Hutt hired Cad Bane to free Zero, but it's all pointless exposition that at the very least could have been wedged into another episode. Also, R2 and 3PO drop their carton of fruit multiple times in different locations in this episode, and every time they remember to grab it, it is always sitting exactly where they left it. It's not a very big criticism compared to everything else about this episode, but when everything else surrounding it is so unspectacular, I'm gonna pick on stupid shit like this. Despite the poor quality of the entire episode, there are some small moments here that I still do like. I love that R2 goes through what is essentially a droid spa day while 3PO is being tortured by Cad Bane. It's just funny juxtaposition. R2 even redeems himself by giving himself up to save 3PO, which I found very endearing. I also love that the chef droid we see here has wires running from his face that makes it look like he has a mustache. But none of this is enough to atone for the episode's sins. Evil Plans is as underwhelming as its placeholder name would suggest. This episode that uses R2 and 3PO's quest to buy some fruit as an excuse to provide some unnecessary context to the hostage episode from season 1 is frankly a huge waste of time. Some fun moments with the droids and some slight insight into why the Hutts hired Cad Bane to free Zero the Hutt is appreciated, but it isn't enough to save what is easily my least favorite episode of the series so far. And that was Evil Plans. Ranking it against every other episode of Clone Wars I've reviewed so far, it currently sits at number 52. Will it hold this place? Only time will tell. And here is the complete ranking so far. That's me finished for this episode. Now, I want to hear from all of you. What's your personal review of this episode? Where would you rank it among every other episode of Clone Wars? Let me know in the comments below after you've liked the video and subscribed. I'll see you guys next time with another Clone Wars episode review and ranking. Until then, thank you for watching. As always, look after yourselves, stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next video.